Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this, I think, one of a historic event for us in KCTCS and a signing agreement between us, KCTCS, and the University of Pikeville. First of all, I'd certainly like to begin by welcoming Governor Patton. Governor Patton, thank you for this means a lot to Governor Patton and President Patton. Everyone will call it. President King, thank you for being part of the ceremony. It really is a historic event for us for a number of reasons, not the least of which is the fact that this really moves us closer towards achieving those goals that were set out in House Bill 1 to provide access to higher education, provide that seamless access, particularly from us, from KCTCS, on to other universities as well. And another reason is it's historic because it's being signed by Governor Patton. He's the one who created us. He's the father of KCTCS. So Governor, I suspect that little did you ever dream then, when you had this legislation passed, that you would now be on the other end of it as a signing president of a transfer agreement.
Like it goes around coming.
So it looks very different, I think, today than it did in 1997. But I think it's indicative of what Governor Patton's vision was back in 1997 when he saw the reason to bring together and reform higher education for just this reason, to bring together the opportunities for institutions, both public and private, to work closely together, provide that seamless path, and to really provide access to higher education for Kentuckians, which is what we need, and to increase the number of baccalaureate degree holders in Kentucky. You know, we've got a long ways to go. We've come a long way in 13 years, Governor, but we certainly have much work to do, and I think with this type of agreement and what we work with today is indicative of where we are and where we continue to be aggressive in making sure that we provide that access to us as well. So it's significant not only for the 14,500 students that continue to transfer from KCTCS to other institutions as well, but particularly those that are also transferred to the University of Pikeville. It is one of our partners, I guess right down the street, literally from one of our campuses, our Edwards campus that he has as well. So it's a significant step forward for us and for the citizens of the Commonwealth of Kentucky as we look to the future and provide what we believe will be a sound future. And the only way that we can get that sound future is through a solid educational system, provide those educational opportunities for students as well. So this is a great day for us, a great day for KCTCS, a great day for the University of Pikeville and for the Commonwealth of Kentucky. So with that, it's my pleasure to introduce the governor, former governor of Kentucky and the president of the University of Pikeville, Governor Patton.
Thank you and congratulations for the great job that our community college and technical college system has done over these last 13, 14 years. You did as well. Few things in life turn out better than you expect, and you are one of them. I certainly appreciate Dr. McCall's compliments to me and my part in House Bill 1. And Senator, as you know, when you're governor, you get the credit of the blame, whatever happens on your watch. But let me tell you, House Bill 1 was not one person. It was a concerted partnership between the governor and the General Assembly. Keep in mind that in the 1996 regular session, we established a joint House Senate administration task force that worked hard for a year and got all of your ideas and all the ideas from around the country and came in with a comprehensive program. One of the fundamental principles, I think, was that each institution should not have as its goal to be all things to all men, but rather Each institution should have a specific and unique mission that it would be the best in the country. And that was research universities, and that was regional comprehensive universities, and that was a community-based higher education system in KCTCS, available to every citizen of Kentucky, every community, place-bound citizens, older, non-traditional citizens, to meet the needs of each individual community. And the needs of Ashland were different from the needs of Bowling Green or Owensboro. And that was the community-based education system that we envisioned. Again, I think you have succeeded more than we did. Maybe not more than we hoped, but certainly more than we expected. So I just really appreciate that. And I think I want to point out Senator Shaughnessy, that I understand is now in the academic world. When we outsiders come in, we have to act like we know what we're doing. And sometimes the best way to do it is just don't say it. But let me say, Senator Shaughnessy, no member of the Kentucky General Assembly was more dedicated to improving education than Senator Shaughnessy. We worked, one of those things that a guy gets credit for is the KEYS program. I think one of the best programs. I still get more compliments from parents and parents particularly about the KEYS program. How much help that has been in a lot of different ways. I get a lot of credit for the KEYS program. But there's the author of the KEYS program. Thank you. And so the dream of a community-based educational system that can do a lot of things, provide for the needs of our workforce in each individual community, and provide the foundation for students of all ages to work towards a bachelor's degree or higher college level education. When I guess was a young person, the high school diploma was the standard of education. That's no longer the case. There's lots of different standards, but the bachelor's degree is a very important milestone as far as giving our population the kind of skills that they need to get our country to continue to grow. And I'm now fortunate enough to be the leader of an institution that actually the only institution actually located in eastern Kentucky that is able to provide people with the bachelor's degree. And so what we have been talking about for the last year, and what we concluded today with this agreement, is to make sure that both institutions are doing things that makes that transition for those students that want to go to set themselves on a path for a bachelor's degree, to make sure that they know what the path is, that they know that if they do these things, it will count toward that they won't be getting off on the wrong path or something. And that's what this articulation agreement does. And then KCTCS has these agreements with, I think, several other public and independent institutions. And we're certainly pleased at the University of Pikeville to join this cadre, this partnerships of a variety of institutions working together to make the goal is to give every Kentuckian the opportunity to attain this type of a degree in the most efficient way for that person. Efficiency being time and being money, being a lot of different factors. And so that's what we in the institution, we have to sit back a little bit and not look out after our institutional best interest. We have to always keep focused on what is in the best interest of each individual student. That should be our objective. And those vary. Many students right out of high school need and want to come to a four-year residential institution. But many students might be better served to stay in their community and do get their fundamental core curriculum and then transfer to another institution like the University of Pikeville or some one of the many other high-quality four-year institutions And, you know, we at the University of Pikeville, we get students, and after a while they transfer to Moorhead or Eastern or UK or to the community college system. That's what we need to do, is to be working towards the best interest of each individual student. And I think that's what this agreement does. I was going to mention a couple of points, and Dr. Box and Tom Hess, you probably know more about some of the details than I think they actually secured this agreement. But there's 10 programs, I believe, that would be in this initial agreement, that be the criminal justice, social work, biology, business administration, communications, elementary education, middle grades education, psychology, and religion. And this transfer agreement would also include a joint admissions and a joint enrollment program, which would be called what we call a jump start option with the UPike, University of Pikeville, courses in the curriculum. The program also allows students to take up to 3 courses at the University of Pikeville while being enrolled at a KCTCS institution. And the university's tuition fees would be reduced somewhat. The KCTCS students would also have access to additional advising and guaranteed admissions to the University of Pikeville. I think they could actually be enrolled in the University of Pikeville. They would have the privileges of a student of the University of Pikeville. They might even want to come to one of our our basketball team's national championship. I'm going to demonstrate that ring the way I did one time. But you might get the gist of what I meant. But with that, again, pleased to be here with President Bob King, an outstanding educational leader that I think, in our opinion, we believe that our Council on Post-Secondary Education is really the partner with the institution, the advocate for the institution, the state-supported, and the independent institutions that Gary helps coordinate. We believe that we, the independent institution, are a vital part of Kentucky's comprehensive program to provide a variety of different options to our citizens, and the partnerships that we have with the public institutions, we feel like are very valuable, and we feel like that Bob and the council have taken into adequate consideration the fact that we are a very important part of this comprehensive program to give our citizens a better opportunity to be competitive in a great country. So with that, let us sign. Bob, you want to preach a little bit?
Governor's always gets down to work real fast. He knows that, Governor. So it's my pleasure to introduce the President of the Council on Post-Secondary Education, Bob King. Bob?